Wagering, it involves handicapping. It involves how to structure bets. You know, those two things really have to work together. That is one of the most fun mind games that so many tens of thousands enjoy every day, and we'd like to share more with you.
Nelson Clemmens and AmWager present Papo's Post Parade. Handicapper Papo Morales tips the odds in your favor.
Okay, before you head out to the track or you go online to start betting, I think it's important that number one thing you need to identify is what is your bankroll for that particular day. How much are you willing to spend playing the ponies and betting the races? And you need to stay. It requires discipline, but you need to stay true to that. You don't want to be caught up in the day and having some drinks with your buddies, and then you need to run to the ATM because you're out of money because you've already burned through your bankroll before your strongest play, which was in race 9. So I think it's important that before each race day, go in with the bankroll amount and decide ahead of time how much you're going to bet on each particular race. Your strongest play of the day is where the majority of your bankroll should go. When handicapping a race and you're going out to the track or whether you're wagering online, understand what your strongest plays are. You know, we all get caught up in handicapping. We want to bet each particular race. But if you want long-term success in this game, you have to identify what I call prime plays and action bets. Action bets are, you don't really have a strong opinion, but you handicap the race, so you want to have some interest in the race. You need to, I don't want to say stay away from those races, but don't put a large sum of your bankroll down on that particular day on an action play. Understand what your strongest opinion is on the race card and structure your bets around that. So I tell everybody before you go out to the track or before you start your betting day, identify the one race where you feel you have a strong opinion, and figure out how you can maximize your particular opinion. Whether it's just betting a horse to win, whether it's playing the exacta in that particular race, whether it's playing a trifecta, or playing a multi-race bet and singling a horse in that particular race. And that's how you're going to get the most value out of your opinion. So I tell everyone, just understand the difference between an action bet and what I call a prime bet, and use your bankroll appropriately on the prime bets. And then if you just want to have action in a race, then you can play with a smaller dollar amount on the action plays. But I have for each particular race what dollar amount I want to bet on that race before the race day even begins. Now that may change somewhat based on value. If in an earlier race I see a horse that I see as a strong A contender, and he was 3-1 on the morning line, and suddenly he floats up to 8-1. Well, obviously, the story has changed. That now has become a prime bet for me because I thought I was going to get 4-1 on this horse, and suddenly he's 8-1. So don't be afraid to, you got to live with what the tote board gives you. You've handicapped the race. You identified your A's and B horses or your prime bets or the horse that you like to win. But that was all based off that morning line price, and the public opinion is going to change, every couple of seconds. The tote board is going to flash again. There's going to be new odds. And don't be afraid to change your bets based on what the tote board is saying. If a horse that was a prime bet that you said you were going to bet 20 to win on him and he was at 3-1, and suddenly he floats up to 5 or 6-1, well, maybe now if this was a strong play for you, maybe now you increase your bankroll in this particular race because there's more value. And as a horse player, that's what we're all looking for is value. That being said, if a horse that you liked was 8-1 and suddenly he's 2-1, well, maybe you don't put such a large amount on him to win because the value's not there.
To get the most from your online wagering, be sure to watch the rest of the Papo's Post Parade video series, brought to you by Nelson Clemmens and AmWager.